Identify the antonym of the underlined word. Question 101 to 102. 101. The teacher who beat the student was treated with mercy. So we have to look for the opposite of mercy. A, disrespect. B, contempt. C, vengeance. C, D, kindness. So guys, think about it. Welcome to Learn with Israel YouTube channel. If you find this, so guys, think about this question. Welcome to Learn with Israel YouTube channel. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, and if you are a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed, please find the moment to subscribe now. And you can see this number right here. If you are interested in tutorial or mentorship, just chat this number right here on WhatsApp. And if you are interested in getting JAMB syllabus, white syllabus, Lego syllabus for free, chat this number right here for effective learning. Back to the question. So mercy, we have to look for the opposite of mercy, and the opposite and the meaning of mercy is to be compassionate, to be passionate, to be kind. That's the meaning of mercy. So if we have to look for the opposite of kind, the opposite of to be merciful, that should be vengeance, to be revengeful. And if you check the option, you can find vengeance in option C. So the opposite of mercy include revengeful. So let's move to the next question. Question 102. Some people consider the leather upholstery and thick rug a bit sumptuous. Some people consider the leather upholstery and thick rug a bit sumptuous. A, simple. B, lavish. C, expensive. D, desirable. So the meaning, we have to look for the opposite. And the meaning of sumptuous, is something flashy, something ambiguous, something. Sumptuous also means something very expensive. And if we have to check the option, you can find expensive there, but we won't pick it because we are not looking for the meaning. We are looking for the opposite in meaning, and the opposite in meaning for expensive is, or sumptuous, is simple, plain, small, something just normal. And if you check the option, you can find simple in option A. So we have to move to the next one. It says identify the synonym of the underlined word from question 103 and 104. 103. From the way my friend talks, you can see he is such a bore. He is such a bore. A, rude. B, brilliant. C, uninteresting. D, consecutively. So for someone to be a bore means this person is very boring. It's a boring type. So he's such a bore means a boring type. And the synonym of bore, which is the word similar to meaning for bore in the option, is uninteresting. The person is also uninteresting. Question 104. The woman acted courageously when she was attacked by thieves. She acted courageously when she was attacked by thieves. A, shyly. B, fearlessly. C, timidly. D, carelessly. So what's the meaning of courageously? Courageously means someone to be very bold. It means to be very bold, to be very brave. And the opposite is, the synonym word for courageously is fearlessly. While the opposite is fearful. I hope you understand that now. So let's move to the next one. Choose the word that does not have the same vowel sound as the others. So we have to pick out the odd ones. Question 105. A, dust. B, flood. C, wall. D, sun. So we can't just know the answer directly. We need to write out the sound so we can check. So dust is written as, flood is written as, wall is written as, and sun is written as. If we are to check the vowel sound, you can see that option A has this all sound, doors. It has the all sound. Option B has the all sound, flood. Option D also has the all sound, sun. But this one is different. It's not world. It sounds differently. So the odd one there is world. So option C is the correct answer. Question 106. So we have to check. So let's write this vowel sound out. We have deep, we have least, we have meat, and we have lace. So you can see it's very easy to differentiate. So when I say vowel sound question, you need to write it out when we are told to pick out. Anytime you are told to pick out the odd one, you need to write out the vowel sound so you can identify. You can't just pronounce the word and get the answer. Pronouncing the word will make you to pick the wrong answer without writing out the vowel sound. So deep, least, and meat all have the same vowel sound. The odd one there is lace, which is the correct answer. Question 107. The new inspector decided that the culprit should be brought to book. A should have their names recorded in a book. B should be brought before him to show whether they could read or not. C should be made to answer for their conduct. D should be booked. So this is a phrasal verb, and we have to find out the meaning of the word should be brought to book. What should be brought to book? Should be brought to book means to answer for your wrong conduct in public. To be brought to book means to answer for your wrong conduct in public. So if you check the option, the one that goes well is option C, should be made to answer for their conduct. So if you have still not subscribed to Learn with Tiro YouTube channel, don't miss out. Subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 108. Bola takes dash with his father, both in appearance and his manner. A on, B from, C after, D upon. So takes after is the one that goes right here. Takes after means for one to resemble his or her parents with facial look or in appearance and manner. So we can now say Bola takes after with his father both in appearance and manner. So option C is the right answer. Question 109. You surely want dash in your tea, don't you? So this is another question tag. A, all milk. B, a milk. C, some milk. D, every milk. So we have to check all milk, that's wrong. A milk, that's also wrong. And you cannot even say the milk. The milk is also wrong. The appropriate determiner for the word milk is some. You surely want some milk in your tea, don't you? That's the right expression. So some milk is the correct option. Question 110. The armed robbers went into the house and robbed the dad. A, woman occupant. B, woman's occupant. C, woman's occupant. D, woman occupant. So this is a question on noun. So I'll be dropping a video on noun, on all the part of speech starting from noun, starting from the topic noun. So if you haven't subscribed, stay tuned now. So because I will still emphasize more when teaching on noun on this particular question for better understanding. So if you haven't subscribed, subscribe now. So once I drop the video, you'll be the first person to watch the video. So let's start from option. Woman occupant. It's wrong to say woman occupant. Seeing this kind of question, you have to double the plural. So it is not one person, it is three. The armed robbers went into the house and robbed three. So the opposite. So the plural for woman is women. You can't say womans. There's nothing like woman or women's. There's nothing like woman's or women's. So it's wrong adding apostrophe S here. So option B and C are eliminated. We are now left with option A and D. So since there are three, we will go for women because the plural for woman is women. And in this context, we have to double plural it for the two words, which is women and occupant. We have to add S to the occupant. And we also have example like children soldiers. We also have other examples like that, which I will emphasize on when treating the topic now. So option D is the appropriate answer. Question 111. We got to the hall after the play dash. A is started, B was starting, C had started, D would start. So let's fill it in and check the appropriate answer. We got to the hall after the play is started. That's wrong. We got to the hall after the play was starting. That does not sound correct. We got to the hall after the play had started. Some probation. Let's check the last one. We got to the hall after the play would start. No, that's wrong. So the correct answer is we got to the hall after the play had started. Let's move to the next one. Question 112. The governor has dashed to the people on many occasions. The governor has dashed to the people on many occasions. A, broadcast. B, been broadcast. C, broadcasted. D, been broadcasted. So I want to inform you guys that there is nothing like broadcasted. There is nothing like broadcasted. And there is also another word that you guys always make mistake of, and the word is busted. Broadcasted and busted does not exist. It does not exist. It's very wrong to say busted or broadcasted. The right one is bust or broadcast. There's nothing like busted or broadcasted. Both bust and broadcast are irregular verb. They are irregular verb, so they stand alone. So it is right to say the governor has broadcast to the people on many occasions. Avoid using being at the back of broadcast. It is right to say broadcast. The governor has broadcast to the people on many occasions. Question 113. Femi has been dashed behind in classwork. A, lacking. B, lagging. C, lacking. D, lacking. So option A, lacking, means to be in need of something that you really need and don't have. That's lacking. While option B, lagging, is to be behind others in a particular group or class. Lagging also means to trail others, to be behind others. And if you check the context here, Femi has been dashed behind classwork. So the option that fits right is lagging. Femi has been lagging behind in classwork. It's very good to subscribe to this channel. There is a lot to gain. I still have a lot for you guys. So just subscribe and drop any question in the comments. I will make sure I reply to it. Question 114. Chike, who plays in the first 11, is an expert dash dribbling. A, for, B, by, C, at, D, with. So expert, we have 3 words that go with expert, and they are at, in, and on. Expert at, expert in, and expert on. These 3 words goes with expert. It's only these 3 words that go with expert. Anything aside these 3 words, it's wrong. So if you check the option, the only option, the one that is in the option here is at. So at is the correct answer. And aside that, at is the most popular word used with experts. So assuming you are in a situation that you have 2 options or 2 of the options, I will advise you to go for art in this kind of contest. So art is the correct answer. Chike, who plays in the first 11, is an expert at dribbling. Question 115. I am disappointed that the way you conducted yourself at the party. There's also a hint that I want to give you guys here that will make you to get your question rightly if you are answering this kind of contest. It says, I am disappointed. So let's say the option A, by, B, for, C, at, D, on. So we are dealing with the word disappointed. You can only be disappointed in someone or somebody, and you can only be disappointed at something. So This is the two content that can fit in with disappointed. You can only be disappointed in someone or disappointed at something. Okay, let me form a sentence with this. You can say, I am disappointed with the way the government are handling things in Nigeria. I am disappointed with the way the government are handling things in Nigeria. You are disappointed at. But let me give another example for in, so you can understand better. You can say, I am disappointed in you for failing your exam. I am disappointed in you for failing your exam, which will never be our portion. So, in and at, you should be able to understand. In is for someone, at is for something. At is for something. If you don't understand, replay and watch it again. So, at is the correct answer. I am disappointed at the way you conducted yourself at the party. I am disappointed at the way you conducted yourself at the party, not the person particular, the way. Disappointed at the way, at the way. I hope you understand with my explanation. So let's move to the next one. Question 116. It is impossible to say whether Dash, Ola, and her sister will be offered jobs by the firm. Both, B, either, C, each, D, neither. So, both and we also have either or. We also have neither nor. We also have each of. So if we check option A, both, is the one that goes well, because between the two subjects here we have and. Both and is the one that goes well. It is impossible to say whether both Ola and her sister will be offered jobs. So option B is either or, Why option C, each of. You can only use and in some kind of context for each and every one of you. That's different. But if you are using each, the one that goes where it's of, each of you should bring your ruler for tomorrow examination. So each of is the correct one for this kind of contest. So the correct answer is both. I hope you understand the difference between these four now and the one that goes well with it. Question 117. My mother was annoyed with me for coming late. A, very, B, neither, C, hotly, D, just. So the one that fits in here is the adverb of degree. Adverb of degree, the way she was feeling, because of the annoyed right here. I hope you understand that now. So the one that goes well is very. My mother was very annoyed. She was very annoyed with me for coming late. You cannot say my mother was neither annoyed. No. You cannot say my mother was hotly annoyed. That's very wrong. JAMB, we just put this kind of hotly here to confuse you. You cannot say my mother was just annoyed. Just means something simple. Just annoyed. No. That's also wrong. So let's move to question 118. People dislike to be with him because he is a young man. A, trickery young man. B, tricking young man. C, trickful young man. D, tricker young man. There is something I want to call your attention to in this question. Trickful, tricker, and trickish are not English words. Both trickful, tricker, and trickish, they are not English words. So note it. If this option is in your question, avoid it at all costs. Avoid it. So this trickful, we are going to avoid it. Even without reading the question, we will first avoid it because they are not English words. Tricker also, avoid it. So we are now left with trickery and tricking. But because of the question, the one that goes well is trickery. Trickery. The people dislike to be with him because he's a trickery young man. And we also have one which I haven't mentioned. which is trickster. Trickster. Trickster is a fraudulent person. Trickster is a fraudulent person. So I hope you understand now. So if you haven't subscribed and you are watching till this moment, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe now as we move to the next one. Question 119. The tourist bought dash. A brown small Nigeria heading port. B, a small brown Nigeria heading port. C, a Nigerian small brown heading port. D, an heading brown small Nigeria port. So we have something that we call order of adjective. I have mentioned that earlier in my previous episode, and if you need more explanation on that, go and watch my previous episode on English. So the order of adjectives start from, we have the size, we have the shape, we have the size, we have the age, we have the shape, we have the color, we have the origin, we have the material, and we have the noun. So if you have to check, so we have to follow this order to answer the question. So we have to check our size is small, our age is not there, our shape is not there, our color is brown, our origin is Nigerian, our material is heading, and our noun is port. So it should follow this sequence: a small brown Nigeria heading port. So if you want to answer question on adjective, this kind of question, you need to master this order. We have the size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and noun. And we also have more, but this is the one that is most asked in adjective. So let's check the option. A small brown Nigeria heading port. Option A, brown small. That's wrong. Option B, a small brown Nigeria heading port. That's the correct answer. It is wrong to say a Nigeria small brown heading port because small must come before Nigeria according to the order here. I hope you understand that now. Question 120. Joel looked ill last night and was evidently died this morning. A, worse, B, worst, C, bright, D, more ill. So it is very wrong to use worst in a condition. Avoid using worst in a condition. So this is a condition whereby Joel was evidently worse. So we can now say Joel looked ill last night. Joel looked ill last night and was evidently worse this morning. Avoid using worst in a condition. I hope you understand that now. So we've come to the end of this video. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.